It's definitely in your mind, right? It's 100% in your mind. Like obesity is more of a psychological battle than it is physical. Like trying to, for someone who is obese, going to the gym is really daunting. Like being that unfit. Like,
I can imagine that's scary. I can imagine it's a horrible experience for them to go through.
I'm sure you've had periods of time of injury or like childcare or whatever it may be, like hectic at work, where your training is not what it was, and you're coming back to fitness, and you've got this set point in your head where, whether it's running, whether it's lifting weights, whatever it is, that I'm able to achieve this. This is what level I'm at. So when you go back to running, you can't do that, and you're absolutely gassed. You feel bad, but when you come up and you've never done it, and you instantly feel terrible, like just walking on a treadmill, whatever it is, it's not very motivating. So like
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, just from the get-go, and it's probably not that enjoyable, especially when you see people bouncing off the walls doing CrossFit workouts and whatnot.
People don't realise it takes years to get to that level,
Yeah.
to be able to do a full CrossFit workout. I mean, they're brutal.
Yeah,
They are brutal.
They've always done it, so they've never not done it. So like it's unfair for someone who's never trained and they're now 35, 40, 45 to come to the gym and expect them to have these, like even the motor pattern and the coordination to do certain movements. It's unfair for them to be like compared to X, Y, and Z, because I've played sports my whole life, so my movement's decent, my ability to pick up new information and techniques is okay, whereas that person who's never done sports, especially if they haven't done sports before they're like 10 years old, where you've ingrained neurological movement patterns, and you've kind of set that at that point. So if you haven't really developed your proprioception and your coordination at that point, you'll struggle to pick up high level motor patterns.
Say that again. Your neurological,
like pathways, how your body moves, your proprioception.
Right. Okay.
So like all this stuff, I think it's like 7 or 10 years old, where like you kind of like have developed your ceiling for potential.
Right. Okay.
So if you've never done sports as a kid, it's going to be really difficult to pick up high level motor patterns later in life.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's really difficult for you, like arse to grass squats and like more like technical movements, clean and jerk, snatches. It's going to be pretty hard for you to put these information just together if you've never played sports as a kid.
Right. That's interesting.
It becomes way more difficult.
So if someone's in that situation, then what's the best route of right path then to go down as if you're going to recommend someone? If you haven't, maybe they didn't do much training or whatever when they were younger, they weren't that much into sports, but they're coming to you at 40, they feel like they're overweight.
There's definitely stuff you can do. Like there's no reason why you can't. Like I love like carries, like med ball carries, sleds, prowler pushes, all of those things. I try to do really basic. Like if someone comes in and they've got like terrible calf tightness, their hips are tight, their knees hurt, like deep squats are probably going to be more technique that's worth at that point. If they just need to lose some mass, just get them moving. So can you from a leg press? Can I get them pushing a prowler? Can I get them carrying a ball? Can I get them doing farmer's carry? Can I get them any of these kind of like simple low skill techniques? Can we get them doing those? You might get them to do a basic push, a basic pull, and then do like a spin on the bike for their rest period, so they can say an active recovery. So over the course of a session, they've burnt loads more calories than just standing around.
So just on that point, why would you at that stage, because again, a mistake I made years ago and I see lots of people making now, maybe you haven't done a lot of training before, you think, oh, I'm going to start going to the gym, and what you're recommending is strength-based training, but a lot of people will go to Fitness First, Go Left and get onto the cardio and get onto doing a run or getting onto the cross trainer and kind of do a very lazy half an hour. Why would you recommend not doing that type of stuff? Or is it still okay to be doing that? Or
it's definitely okay to do it. Like 100% is okay to, burn calories. I'd walk outside and walk on a treadmill myself. A blend is always, again, middle ground. Having a balance is probably the best. So minimum, like I try to avoid saying strength, but more resistance training. Just
resistance, okay.
Strength seems to put people off a little bit too much because they just have this bad association unless they're into it. Where it's like, oh, they're going to make me like grind and grit out like heavier weights, and you know, I've got a sore back, that kind of stuff. So we just do like a couple of resistance training sessions a week, 2 basic full body sessions, lots of push pulls, like lunge patterns, squat patterns, hip hinge patterns, core accessories, so really heavily focus on core, McGill Big Three and all the warm-ups, that kind of stuff, core stability, just to prevent people's back pain. Tell them about bracing and engaging intra-abdominal pressure, so they know how to load their spine properly and how they actually do that safely, create pressure in the core to stabilize the back. And once they do that, they're a bit more confident. So we're trying to get a couple of sessions in a week minimum of resistance training, and then they might want to do a step count outside of this, so 10,000 steps a day or whatever it is. I'd prefer like a weekly target, so everyone's going to have a busy day, but have a weekly target. So if you miss your target on a day, you don't feel terrible. You can just make it up on another day and just be completely objective about it, not stress that you've failed. So a weekly target, and then if they want to do, you know, traditional aerobic training, cardio outside of that, there's no reason why they can't. You're going to be burning calories, but you're going to improve your body composition with resistance training way more than you would just cardio. You find with people who just do cardio, they end up getting lighter, but they just look the same but smaller.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you said that actually, because one of the mistakes I made, I've always like, oh, I want to be slimmer, I want to be this, I want to be that, and then when COVID hit, obviously the gyms were closed, and I thought, okay, this is real chance. Funny enough, because my wife was pregnant at the time as well, so I was like, okay, I'm not drinking. So it's the first time I'd actually been. I went pretty much the whole 9 months without drinking. So I was like, during this time, the only thing really available to me was going outside, because it's during the summer, of course, and all that. And I just carried on. I just mainly just went running. I got really addicted to it, actually. I first run for half an hour, then 45 minutes, then an hour. Then I was doing half marathons. I do a half marathon before work some days. And what happened was, I did that for a good 9-month period. I lost about 15 kilograms. What I didn't realise, I started off about 80 and ended up on 65 kilograms when Logan was born.
65 kilos?
Yeah.
How much do you weigh now?
About 75, 76, 77. So I was really light.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I looked just like a skinny version of me, but still had a bit of a belly. And I just thought, how is it possible that I'm now running all of these marathons and half marathons and stuff, and actually I just look myself, but just a bit skinnier. And actually I was like, I've not gone on the right journey here at all. I mean, that was only in 2020. So, I mean, it's just, and I felt so deflated that I'd still felt like I was exactly the same. Although I'm 10, 15 kilograms lighter, I was like, and it's only actually, at the time I thought I looked great. I thought I'd done it, but I didn't feel any different. It's only recently that some of my closer friends were like, yeah, you were way too slim. You were way too skinny. You shouldn't have, don't ever get like that again. I was like, could have told me at the time. Yeah. But it's exactly right. When you do too much cardio, I mean, I was enjoying my running, so it was fine. But my composition it just made myself really small and skinny, and I never really understood.
So basically what you've done is you told your body weight to get rid of the muscle mass.
Got rid of everything. And then it's only when I found your gym again, I actually started training with weights. And now I'm in a situation in the last 2 or 3 months where I banned myself from doing cardio, because I'm like, I want to get some of this muscle mass back again. Yeah. And actually, just by not doing cardio and coming to the gym and using weights every day, I'm kind of back to where I was before. But I didn't. It's such a stupid thing to say, to think. I was like, I was in a better position when I started. I still felt the same, although I was loads lighter. And then I seen some photographs of myself. Now I'm like, I don't ever want to be like that again. Because you do lose all that mass when you literally just do, because you've got no resistance, therefore your muscles.
You're telling yourself your body goes, right, we're burning all of these calories, so we don't need to hold on to muscle mass.
No, and of course your body's going, well, I'm going to run every day, so I don't need all this mass.
Exactly right. It's easier for us to get rid of because you're giving the stimulus to your body to do it daily. You're doing it all the time, so you're in a calorie deficit. You're losing weight, but your body composition, like the way you actually look, probably isn't as good as you could have if you did a bit more blend and you did a bit more weight training, you held on to some muscle mass, and you also burn those calories as well. So that's that middle ground going on there.